Surprise, surprise. Here's my YouTube. This has been on the fence for a while now. I've talked about it with some people, but I never actually went through with making the decision. And then I realized while talking with one of my friends last night, you know what? I think this is the move. If you've been following my Instagram, because I haven't been doing this on my Twitter or on my LinkedIn because I've been slacking, but if you've been following my Instagram, I've been giving away some brief guides, some free guides on little aspects of copywriting, digital marketing, funnel building, whatever it may be, uh, and a lieu and a way to, I guess, kind of give, right? But I realized from reading my own guides, I could be doing a little bit more. Could always be doing a little bit more. I feel like I just wasn't going in depth enough. I wasn't giving enough detail, and I think YouTube would be an easier avenue for me to do that because now I'm sitting here talking through it as opposed to me typing out a guide and then giving somebody a Google Doc or a PDF and saying, "All right, good luck." I feel like me verbally explaining things would be a little bit easier. On top of that, another reason I wanted to go with YouTube is because I feel like a lot of people don't know what it is that I actually do. A lot of people don't know about me as an entrepreneur, as a copywriter, as a funnel builder. So I want to take this video as one. This is my YouTube channel. This is what I do now. This is how I'm going to be giving away value and content going forward. It's going to be a lot of guides. It's going to be a lot of information. It's going to be a lot of breakdowns. It's going to be a lot of frameworks. But two, I want to take this video in particular to explain to you what it is that I actually do, who I actually am, and what I've actually been able to do for people. So I'm going to start from the very top. I can't snap, by the way. My finger, I have an inch. My fingers are broken. Don't ask why. But I'm going to start at the very top, very start of my career. 2 years ago, roughly. Yeah, it was 2022, December. So roughly 2 years ago, I met my mentor, a man named Mr. Blue. He is a seven-figure copywriter. He's been doing it for now around 8 years. As of me knowing him today, February 19th, 2025. And he taught me ground up. This wasn't a course. I didn't buy a course. I'm actually against buying courses. And anybody who knows me knows that. This is a coach player relationship, right? Where he taught me ground up everything, all the fundamentals, all of the psychology, all of the grammar rules that we're allowed to break, all of the little things that goes into writing copy. He taught me all of that. Right. So that was December of 2022. And for a little bit, I worked under him as his outreacher. So while I was still learning the ropes of copywriting, while I was still learning how to actually create copy that sells, create copy that could actually function as a full scale business, I was working under him as his outreacher, writing small emails to brands, and whatever clients I would land for him, I would get a retainer payment. And so with that, I landed one client for him with a cold email. It was a pepper salts company based in Texas. And after that, shortly after, he gave me a little test. I was to write one piece of copy, one of each type of copy. So I was to write an email sales letter, newsletter, a landing page, a sales page, a blog post, an ad, a short form bio, and I think that was it. All the other types of copy that I do now, like the additional ones, we hadn't gotten to yet. But that was my task, and if I passed all of those, I couldn't mess up on one. All of them had to be perfect. Then I would be permitted to go out and find work on my own. And on the first try, I was able to pass through copy review, and that started the launch of my freelance career. And for the past 2 years, I have been a freelance copywriter. But I realized early on that marketing yourself as just a copywriter and also delivering yourself as just a copywriter doesn't make money. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to get you far because this is a bit of an oversaturated industry in the sense that there's a lot of kids out there who think it's a way to get rich quick and they call themselves copywriters, and it kills or it burns the reputation of all the other ones who are good when they reach out to businesses and say, "Hey, I can make you a lot of money. Pay me 10K a month to write your emails." And then it makes the rest of us look bad, and in turn makes it harder for us to find work. So what I did instead is I delved into the entire world of funnel building, right? Consulting, technical writing, creating systems, plug and play systems for businesses, not just writing emails and expecting the money and saying, okay, thanks. No, 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 no. I figured out that if you want to make money, especially in the B2B world, you need to be a person of value. You need to learn how to give people their time back, and you need to learn how to create systems that make money on autopilot. So, around a year into my copywriting career, I met an agency owner by the name of Muhiz Owosho. And if I'm butchering your last name, Muhiz, I'm sorry. I love you, brother. Muhiz had an agency called Webflow. It's not around anymore. But in January of 2024, so almost a year ago, I was brought on as the copywriter for Webflow. My job was to write ad scripts and viral scripts and value scripts for various info coaches, info clients, guys who are launching programs, courses, what have you. And as you can see, info coaches, six-figure agency startups, and more. That's the primary goal. That's the primary clientele base of me. And under Webflow, I saw the best results that I had seen up to that point because this was only a year into my career. So I hadn't had a long term client. I had one guy, and I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to, like, not even burn bridges, but I just don't want to, beef, throw anybody under the bus. But, these things happen. It's business. I had one guy who was going to bring me on to do his social media and his newsletter at 500 a month. It was going to be my first ever full time client. And after one sales call, he ghosted me, never spoke to me again. And so that was pretty upsetting. And then from there, it was just a couple one-off projects. I wrote one email for like $80. I wrote one email and got paid $80. I did an article for Red Dragon, the keyboard company, and I didn't get paid for that, but they actually sent me some keyboard parts and this mouse. So they sent me a mouse. They sent me the keyboard that is behind my laptop that I don't feel like picking up and showing the camera right now. They sent me a laptop bag. Yeah, it was like a care package, which is normal. That's industry. That's industry standard. If you write for more corporate brands, sometimes they'll send you a care package instead of paying you. That's perfectly fine. I'm not complaining. I actually very much love that. And it's cool to say on my portfolio in terms of writing blogs and articles, I worked for this high-end PC parts company. I wrote an article for them. They sent me a care package. What else did I do? Point is, I didn't have any long-term work. I didn't have any full-time work. I didn't have an actual client, and so I wasn't getting paid consistently, and it was really hard. I was working a fast food job at Culver's at the time, which, goodness gracious, wasn't fun. But when I found Webflow and when I found Muhiz and Dean and all the other boys, I love them all with all my heart. Those are my brothers in terms of business. That's when I really found my flow as a copywriter. That's when I really got into this agency space of, okay, now I'm no longer just a copywriter. I'm a man who knows the ins and outs. I can't snap. The ins and outs of building a funnel, building systems, and scaling a company on the back end without the owner having to lift a finger. That's when it really started for me. And even though with Webflow, I was just writing scripts, it was just seeing how Muhiz ran his business and seeing how he was able to connect with the clients and create these systems that I was helping because of my copy and because of my knowledge. And like, this is going to be me tooting my own horn here and, jerking myself off. But despite the fact that I was only a year in my career, I didn't have too many results to show. I knew that I was good at my job. I knew I could write immaculate sales copy. And it showed with the scripts that I wrote. It showed because the very first client that I actually got assigned to under the agency was a guy named Faizan Saeed. Faizan, I'm probably butchering your name. Look, I'm an American. I was born in Georgia. I grew up in the South. I'm going to butcher a lot of names here. Faizan, where he is a lead gen agency coach. He had a program that taught people the business model of lead generation agencies. He was the first client that I got significant results for with my scripts. He was racking in $2,000 days off of the reels I was writing, off of the ads I was writing. And then after Faizan, there was a sales coach named Hassan. Hassan was probably one of my favorite clients to work with because his offer was so cool. He was so cool as a person. He had a lot of knowledge about sales. Sales coach, obviously, right? But he was really cool to work with, really fun to work with. He was another client that I was getting lots of money for because of my scripts, and a lot of that was actually coming from YouTube. I wasn't just doing social media; I was doing YouTube as well, which now I'm doing YouTube, where I would write his long form content, and he was bringing in $4,000 paid in full clients from YouTube. And then after Hassan and Faizan, it was a mentality coach, Alex, did his scripts for a bit, took him to six figures. It was, we can just go to Works really. If I go to VSL's ads, real scripts, because I have it all, well, I have most of it right here. Lead Gen Accelerator, that's Faizan. Hassan Shata right here. Easy Marketing Labs, this guy named Raheem. Raheem is an agency coach, but his offer was more so on Facebook. I did a sales page for him. To St. Gilbert, this was another guy that I did a lot of good for. I brought him a lot of leads for his agency offer, where he taught people that leverage consultant offer. Instead of just being another SMMA, you want to become a leverage consultant. That was his whole deal, and that's actually part of the mentality that allowed me to shift from being just a copywriter to now being a full scale funnel systems builder consultant myself. Um, I even helped Muhiz write some ads for the agency itself. I came to him. I was like, "Hey, is there anything else I can do for you guys that would help out the agency as a whole?" I helped edit some of the scripts for his ads. Alex Partridge was a mentality coach. I think I already talked about him. Vaishnavi, this was even a more recent client, because even though Webflow has since shut down, me and Muhiz still have a working relationship. I still talk with him on a very frequent basis. And sometimes if he wants help with some of his own clients, he'll come to me and be like, "Hey, like, can you do this one for me? Do the scripts." I'm like, "Sure, yeah, whatever. I don't care." Yeah. And so Vice is a dating coach. She's been going viral off of the scripts, off of the content that I've helped her with. And I've only been working with her for like a couple months. But Webflow is really where I kind of kicked off with copy. And when I learned that, okay, I'm not just a copywriter. I build systems. I build funnels from scratch. I build entire systems, and I can make you money without you having to lift a finger, without you having to do a thing. That's when I really turned my career around. And so, with that being said, now on to, like I said, the purpose of this YouTube channel. I want to give back. I want to give the agency space, the make money online space, the info space, maybe even the corporate space, content that details how exactly you can do what I do for your own business, how you can create a funnel or a system for your business that gets you customers or clients on autopilot without you having to let them figure. I want agency owners to watch my videos and be like, "Wow, I never thought of it that way. This is how I can scale my clients. This is the systems I can use for my agency, for my clients." So even if I'm running 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at a time, it's not a burden on me, and they're able to make money, and in turn I'm able to make money. I want corporate companies, marketing agencies that are more standard, right? More industry based, to be able to come to this channel and be like, "Oh my gosh, that's really smart." I want guys who even have their own info offers. Maybe you're not an agency owner, maybe you're a coach, you have a program, you're an info guy, and you want to understand like the ins and outs of creating your own info product and selling your course and selling your program. Okay, cool. This is how I do this. This is how I set this up, and this is how I make money with it. And of course, it is my own YouTube. So while I am going to be giving away a lot of free content, what would it be without me saying at any point in time, you could also just work with me and I could implement everything that I talk about for you, completely done for you, top, bottom, bing, bam, boom. There's the system, plug and play. You don't got to do a thing. I may need a bit of information from you, being the client, obviously, but yeah, I will always be open, whether that's email, Instagram DMs, or whatever other way you want to contact me. If you want these systems built for you, top to bottom, plug and play, 1, 2, 3. I'm always a message away. And yeah, next video. Next video. What am I going to even talk about? I've got to like make a poll and figure out what people actually want, like specifically to see, because there are so many things I could talk about. I can even talk about like this form. This is a funnel. I did this on purpose. Like I'm gonna pull back the curtain a bit. Like this, I set this up in Zapier. When you fill out this form on my website, you get an email from me. It's automated, it's set up in Zapier. It sends you a link to, like, I can teach you guys how to do that. I can teach you guys why I did it and the thought process behind it. That could be the next video. Next video could also be about content in and of itself, how to create a content system like Muhiz did, and how I was able to help with the scripts and everything. There are a lot of things I can do with this YouTube channel. But yeah, I kind of rambled a bit because this video was unscripted. A lot of my videos are going to be unscripted. A lot of my videos are just going to be talking about systems because, a lot of my knowledge is in here. I don't really need a script. But I will do my best to organize, summarize my thoughts a bit more. But this video just served as a hey, I'm on YouTube now, and here's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get free guides, breakdowns, frameworks of the systems I've used to scale clients to six figures and higher. You're gonna get free sauce on copywriting. You're gonna get free sauce on funnel building. You're gonna get free sauce on systems. You're gonna get the ins and outs of how an agency works. You're gonna get the ins and outs of how business works, and whatever else people ask me to make that is within my forte and my knowledge base and my skill set. But yeah, I'm on YouTube now, so let's see where this goes.